Well, it's the first Tuesday in December. Christmas just a few weeks away. For some teams, they're going to be on Santa's nice list. For others, it's going to be a lump of coal. Come find that out. Plus, which teams are in our new smoker and a blind ranking, and so much more. It's the evening juice, the juice football show starts now. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Juice Football Show. Almost messed it up in the intro there. Got used to saying the morning juice, but we are now on in the evening time. Kenny K here. Well, big shout out to Keith Brugman for setting up these graphics in our new intro. Keith will be coming on at time to time, but Keith's going to be more focused with those Denver Broncos. But I have a great co-host with me going forward. It's the Rocket Man. He's from the Denver Bronco Roundup. How we doing, Trevor? The Rocket Man, Salzman. Welcome.
Doing well, Kenny. Excited to be here. Excited for this new chapter. I mean, we've always wanted to do a show, the two of us together, and we're finally getting that opportunity. And looking forward to everything that we're going to be able to provide. More graphics, again, more mock drafts as mock draft seasons upon us soon. We don't want to get into it quite yet, but upon us soon, sooner rather than later. But looking forward to diving deep into the show, covering all NFL teams, and then possibly expanding out to maybe to college football and covering headlines around football just in general. So looking forward to being here with you, my friend, and appreciate it. And hopefully everybody in the posse does as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be, like you said, we're going to sprinkle some college football in there. We got some, we're going to go all around the NFL. Whatever teams you are, we hope to get a lot of different fans in here. And we're also a talk show, so it's going to be some entertainment as well. So just in the intro said, who's going to be on that naughty list? Who's going to be on that nice list? Thanksgiving's over, Trevor. I need to know, before we get started into football, how soon do you start your Christmas shopping?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I'm not very great at being on top of Christmas shopping just in general. But I mean, for me, usually this is around the time. I mean, when Black Friday hits, Cyber Monday, I like to look at the deals and see what's all out there. So right around right now, I would say is when I start looking at Christmas shopping and everything, kind of get into the Christmas spirit. I mean, Kenny, I'm not going to lie, it feels like time's just really flying by right now. But this is my favorite time of the year. I love Christmas and everything that it represents.
Yeah, Christmas is the best time of the year. Over the years, I've never really was a big shopper. Hated the malls, living in the New York City area at the time, North Jersey, lots of traffic. You get the holiday traffic, you get the holiday shoppers. Called the one thing that we had that came into effect many years ago when the internet took over, Amazon took over. That's where I'm living. So my shopping will be done with the buttons on the computer, and we're gonna go from there. But let's get some hellos in. We got Roy coming in. Roy's the first commenter on our new Tuesday night show. Congratulations, Roy, for being that first message of the new era here, the new chapter, like Trevor called it. He says, hey there, Trevor and Kenny. What the heck happened to the Giants? Going to get into that in a second, Roy. And I do apologize to the Broncos and Bills fans because my team did not show up, and I thought we would. Roy's saying Christmas Eve is when he does the Christmas shopping. So, that's when I like to do Christmas shopping on the computer and whenever as well. So, but let's get into some football. That's why we're here. We're going to go around the league. First team I want to talk about is your Denver Broncos, Roy's Denver Broncos. and other Denver Bronco fans out there. Keith Stober tuning in, saying, welcome, Kenny and Trevor. Welcome, Keith. We have our posse on the Denver Bronco Roundup for Roy and Keith and anyone else who comes in. You guys are going to be known as the Juicers. And almost forgot, we always like to toast in the morning juice, but we're going to do it in the evening juice as well. Sometimes it might be an adult beverage, but tonight it's just a plain old glass of grape juice. Cheers, everybody, and juice it up.
By the way, mine's water, just so everybody knows.
So let's get into your Broncos. Give us a little recap, Trevor, of the Bronco game, how it went. And then I got a question for you and the audience out there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll start off, Kenny and Posse, or should I say Posse Juicers, my bad. A little rusty from, being on Denver Bronco Roundup for years now. No, I mean, I think for me, Bo Nix and the offense, I think they were fine offensively. Again, we still have not seen that breakout game from, this offense, in my opinion. Still having troubles running the football. But I think Bo Nix stepped up when he needed to. Heck of a throw to Cortland Sutton for a touchdown. That was really on ESPN's top 10 of the plays of the week, because that was an amazing throw. But we finally started seeing Evan Ingram starting to kind of come out. 6 receptions for 79 yards. Unfortunately, he didn't get a touchdown, but you started seeing the ball move around for this Broncos offense, and so that was good to see. Still, you want to see more. Again, for me, I thought that this offense would dominate a little bit more against this, kind of beat up Commanders defense. I will say, but Broncos defense. I'll go over to the other side of the ball real quick, Kenny. I don't think this was a great performance for the Broncos defense either. I think that this is probably their B- C+ kind of game for the Broncos defense, if I'm being honest. They made plays when they needed to. They made stops when they needed to. But, again, Marcus Mariota, I thought he kind of got around a little bit too much outside the pocket. I think that he used his legs a little bit too much than you would rather him do. And I thought the secondary also kind of struggled a little bit. I'll be honest. I know trying to be positive here. It's the Broncos' victory. I get it. But, again, we have to also call out some of the some things that this Broncos team needs to be better at. And so Zach Ertz, Keith and I ended up talking about Zach Ertz being a problem on Friday before the game, or excuse me, Saturday before the game. Got my schedule mixed up there, but Zach Ertz, 10 receptions, 106 yards, and then Terry McLaurin showed up. First game, Terry McLaurin's been back for weeks. He showed up, 7 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown. But that's why I'm saying this. I think this Broncos secondary, even with PS2 back, just seemed like they kind of struggled a little bit in this game. So not the greatest performance from the defense side of the ball. The offense was fine. Nevertheless, the Broncos came out with the victory, and they're now 10-2. It's been a long time, Kenny, a long time since Broncos country could really say that.
Yeah, let's get to more comments. Michael, 500 stars. First stars on the Juice Football Show. Good evening, Kenny and Trevor on the Juice Football Show. Orange and blue and white hearts. Michael, we're going to go around the league. You may have to put all 32 colors of every team in there in your intro. I'm kidding, Michael. Everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo. Greatly appreciated, my friend. 500 stars. We're going to go around the league. I hope you like what we got for you tonight. Adam and Kayla saying, what's up, family? Heard Mike Tomlin coming your way if Steelers keep free falling rest of the way out. I'm going to get to that in a minute when we talk about the Giants recap in a second. Those who don't know, Trevor, Broncos fan, myself, Giants fan. We're going to get into the Giants, but we're also going to get into the rest of the league. Michael saying missed tackles again also came back. Roy saying, I know we were surprised by the sub-2 second throws. So some people are coming in. So I got a little exercise, a little game for you and the audience to play here with the Broncos. This one's called Battle for the 1 seed. Patriots currently hold it, even though the records are the same, 11-2. Broncos 10-2. Going to give you the schedule. So you're going to tell me win or loss.
Okay.
Patriots are on their bye this week, so they got 4 games left. And Broncos got 5. Is that correct? That's correct. So I'm missing I got to go and look at the Broncos schedule because I'm missing something here with the Broncos. So bear with me. I'm going to do the Patriots first. And you just tell me simple, win or loss.
Okay.
It's that simple. Buffalo Bills at home after their bye. They got a bye this week coming up.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think the Bills take this one. I'm going to say a loss. They really Buffalo needs that one, and New England got them last time.
I'm with you. I'm going to go loss as well. And audience, play along. Like to hear your actions as well. Followed by a trip to Baltimore, the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I think New England's still better than Baltimore, but I think Baltimore is definitely going to have, they still have something to fight for, being 6-6 in that AFC North division that's not looking great right now. So I think Patriots win that one.
I'm going to go Ravens, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to go back-to-back losses for the Patriots. In this win streak that the Patriots have had, the only team they beat that was good is Buffalo. They beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow. They beat the Giants on Monday Night Football. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Panthers. And I'm not calling the Panthers a great team. This is a team that lost to the Raiders at the beginning of the year. Their schedule, Titans, Browns, they're beating all the teams that got top 10 picks in this win streak. Mm-hmm. And why? Because they were a bad team last year. So they're playing up to their schedule. They're going to start playing some playoff caliber teams. I think you're going to have 2 losses in a row coming out of the bye week. So the momentum, this could be the worst thing for the Patriots, is having their bye and having that win streak stopped because you're off this week. So I think the bye is going to be the team to stop them, and then the football teams are going to stop them in starting in 2 weeks. Then we're going to travel back-to-back road games. Always a tough one late in the season. The New York Jets.
Oh, I think that's a Patriots win. Jets are not it right now. Being nice.
I'm gonna give it to the Patriots too. You're a playoff contender. You're going for top seed. You got to beat the Jets, and then home to wrap up the season. Schedule makers were not kind to this team. The Dolphins got to go to Massachusetts late December, early January.
Yeah, I'm going to go Patriots. The Dolphins don't play well in cold environments just in general. So I'm going to go Patriots on that one.
That's easy for me too. So two wins there for me, 2 losses. You're going 3-1, which would give them 3 losses and a 14-3 record. I'm going 13-4. Okay. Roy was saying the Bills, Patriots. Glenn, good friend from Australia, is saying hello. Good afternoon from down under. Ravens will beat the Patriots. Keith's hoping I'm right. And Michael alluding to the Patriot fans saying that the Broncos are frauds. Patriot fans are in a world of, they got their franchise quarterback, but they're in an optical illusion right now because the schedule that they played is really, really kind to them. So, hats off to them for that win streak because it's really hard. But they're playing teams that have been really bad. But let's do the Broncos real quick, Trevor, and then we'll move on and pick up the pace a little bit. Broncos next week, they go into Las Vegas. Rivalry game, but we saw a 2-10 and a 10-2 team yesterday. Mm-hmm. Raiders in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's Broncos win. I think Broncos are just better in general. The Raiders roster, everybody wants to, real quickly, Kenny, everybody wants to harp on Pete Carroll. That Raiders roster is not very good and is not close to contention right now. So I don't care what coach. Vince Lombardi can come back and coach that Raiders team, and they still would be as bad as they are because of how poorly constructed that roster is.
That is a team that needed as much draft capital in the draft, and they went and drafted Ashton Janty way too early, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So that was a team that needed a lot more than Ashton Janty. So moving on. So I got the Raiders. That's a win too. Here comes arguably the toughest game on the schedule, at least at home on the remaining schedule. Broncos are going to have a home game against the Packers.
Yeah, this is tough. I'm going to say the Broncos. I think I don't know. This is a home game, so this is tough because Broncos are usually really good at home in the home crowd. Ooh, this is probably one of the toughest games. I'm going to go Broncos win. I'm going to go Broncos win at home, but I could see that going back either way, honestly.
I'm going to give it to the Broncos as well. It's really tough to go undefeated at home. And this could be the game that the Broncos have their letdown at home, but in the middle of a playoff race, in the middle of for the number one seed, you're not going to lose it at home. I'm going to give it to the Broncos as well, followed by the Jaguars. Same reason I'm going to give the Jaguars a win there. Jaguars are a nice story, but Jaguars, same story as Miami. Florida team coming to cold weather Denver in December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go Jacksonville as well.
Okay. Two more. We'll do this as a 2-4 to pick up the pace. I'll go quick. Kansas City Chiefs, followed by the Chargers. I'm going to give the Chiefs the win at home with keeping their slim playoff chances alive. They're going to need a lot of help in the last 2 weeks. And I'm going to follow it with a win versus the Chargers to end the season. So give me your 2-4, and then we'll see where we stand. So
I'm going to go Chiefs in that one as well. I agree with you on that. I think the Chiefs, just being a home field advantage is huge for them. The Broncos historically just don't play very well. Not Arrowhead now, but in Kansas City, just in general. So I'm going to go Chiefs with that one. The Chargers one's interesting because is Justin Herbert playing in this game or not? That's the thing. And do the Chargers have something to play for? Because this Chargers team with Justin Herbert just seems like really recently he's had, something kind of against Denver. I mean, he's played really well against the Broncos. I'm going to go Broncos win though at home against the Chargers.
I'm going Broncos win because I do think they'll be resting players, the Chargers. Both of us with those standings, 1 loss for the Broncos gives them 3 losses, 4 losses for the Patriots. Your Denver Broncos will be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. Let's go. Let's make it happen for Trevor and Michael and the Roys and the Glens and Keats out there. And also the Phil McLaughlin's out there who's sending us 100 stars. Good evening, Kenny and Rocket Man. Never thought I would say this, but got a feeling the Broncos win out, Trevor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just hope they're healthy and really just they finish the season strong going into the playoffs. I mean, the seeds I get trying to get number 1 seed and whatnot, but I just want this team I want to feel good about this team going to the playoffs first and foremost.
Yeah. And Phil, thank you for the 100 stars. Yeah. We're starting up the new chapter of the Juice. It's moved to the evening time. So we appreciate everybody's support out there and getting us going. And, tell your friends about us. If you like what you see, it's more than just Denver Broncos here tonight. If you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe button. It really helps us out on the Facebook and YouTube side of things. Doesn't cost anything. Just hit the like button, like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family, come hang out with us, and we'll have a good time.
So Kenny, real quickly before we move on, so I have the Patriots at 4-3 and the Broncos at 13-4. Am I correct on that one?
I have. You have one. Okay, I have the Broncos winning the division.
Yeah,
I have them winning the division because I have losses against the Bills and Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So I have your Denver Broncos, everybody, at the number 1 seed. Trevor has them as in a tie. The tie is going to go to the Patriots. So the Patriots will have the number 1 seed. The Broncos will have the 2 seed. Thank you, Trevor, for correcting me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend Patrick Wiltsey over there. Aloha, boys. Patrick, Lion Coffee, keeping us hydrated, keeping me up at night when I'm at work. Lion Coffee, some of the best stuff around. I've been on the chocolate macadamia, and my friend Patrick, I think we're gonna have that special blend you sent us. So we're gonna have that this week. But hope all's going well out there in Hawaii. We get to hang out with Patrick a little bit because it's afternoon time over there, not 3 a.m. time as when we were doing the morning time show. So welcome and aloha, Patrick.
Kenny, I believe I had the Broncos 13-4, so I still have the Patriots had one more win than the Broncos. Sorry.
Okay, so
just to be clear,
I lost track of I got to keep better track of markings than there. But I still number 2 seed for the Broncos and 1 seed for the Patriots for you. Got it. All right, I'm going to move on real quick to the Giants. I don't want to talk about them too much. So that was a battle for the 1 seed. And, we're going to see who's right, who's wrong. I know Trevor's hoping I'm right and he's wrong. And I know everybody out there who's a Bronco fan is going to hope that I'm right as well. So I could see them close to winning out, if not winning out. But the Giants, in our intro, said some teams are on the nice list. The Broncos are on that nice list. Some teams are on the naughty list, and that's the Giants. I mean, they don't deserve anything. They might not even deserve a lump of coal in their stockings this year. Talk about a team. If you saw that show, I say it every week on a Giants football talk show that I do during the week. 1,000 Ways to Die. There was that old TV show. Well, the Giants have found 1,001 ways to lose because yesterday, I've never seen it in my life. They compared it to a golfer missing the ball and taking a clump of the sod out. If you didn't watch the game, Young Wei Koo, the kicker for the Giants, just completely stopped and then forgot how to kick a field goal. The ball was moving a little bit, he said. But it's just been a nightmarish season. I really thought the Giants would have come out to play harder yesterday. Special teams was a disaster. If it's not the offense, it's the defense. If it's not the defense, it's the special teams. It was special teams. Not only the kicker was the problem here, a kickoff return, bad starting field position for the great starting field position for the Patriots, putting the defense behind their backs many times in this game. Final outcome 33-15. Giants may really be in line for this number 1 pick if the Titans find a way to win a game here late. You may see the Giants have the number 1 pick in the draft next year. But my question for you, and I got answers as well for the Giants part of this. It's not a game. It's just a question. And then I'll get to some comments. Would you trade for a coach? And I'm asking Trevor this and Bronco fans this because you guys traded for Sean Payton.
Yeah, I was in love with that trade.
In Pittsburgh, they're not happy with Mike Tomlin. The fans, Baltimore Ravens are struggling again this year, John Harbaugh. So I'm putting those 2 coaches as trade options for the Giants. Would you do it, A, and what would be the price that you'd be willing if you would do it?
I mean, I think if you're the Giants, you have to open all possibilities. I will say, I mean, where this Giants team is at right now and just not being able to hit on your head coaches is not very good. I mean, from an ownership standpoint. So, I mean, I would say yes. I think you should definitely consider it. Price, because Giants can't just be giving up draft picks at the same time. So I'm kind of on that pedestal as well. I mean, if you're that desperate to trade for a head coach, I guess, but I mean, you just got to be careful with some of those because if it don't work out, then you really set your organization back even more. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely consider it. I mean, Mike Tomlin, though, for me, Kenny, I'll be honest, I've kind of soured on Mike Tomlin a little bit. I mean, I still think very highly of Mike Tomlin, but still think he's a top 12 coach probably in the NFL. But just the kind of just settling for just whatever at quarterback, it drives me crazy that you have T.J. Watt, you have Cam Hayward on that defense, and as that as good as that defense could possibly be, you just kind of settle for just kind of whatever at quarterback right now. I mean, you're relying upon a 41, 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers to get you through and to try to get you back to the Super Bowl. I mean, how it just makes you question how much do the Steelers and Mike Tomlin want to win? I mean, it really does. And so for me, I would go more John Harbaugh route, because I think Harbaugh, what you're going to get with Harbaugh. He's been to multiple Super Bowls. He's had, has gotten really a lot of production out of his quarterbacks as well. And it just seems like he knows, he's a very good CEO. He knows what to do and how to build around him from a defense standpoint. Mike McDonald obviously left for Seattle. That was his DC for a while. And that looks really good for Harbaugh. But I mean, I would go the Harbaugh route if possible. I don't think the Ravens are moving off of Harbaugh, because if this team's, if they make the playoffs, I don't know how you move off of Harbaugh and how that solves anything for them. Could see Tomlin be out the door possibly if the Steelers choose to go a different direction. But yes, Kenny, I would definitely consider it. I think all options should be on the table for the Giants.
I would do it in this way for Tomlin and Harbaugh, and I would take Mike Tomlin in a heartbeat. 18 winning seasons in a row. Damn, that'd be nice for the Giants getting one winning season. So just bring that resume over. Get me a winning season to start, Mike, and then we can move forward from there. But I heard this, this is an option. I think this is how I would trade if I was the Giants. I'm not definitely 1,000,000% not giving up a top 5 pick, top 10 pick for a coach. That's not happening. But a surprise mock draft I was looking at today had Arch Manning, the Texas quarterback, coming out declaring his eligibility. Surprise team calling the Giants, the LA Rams, who have the number 9 pick from last year. I forget who they trade for the Davante Adams trade. I think it was it wasn't Davante Adams trade. They got somebody. They got pick 9 in this draft right now, and their own pick 29. The offer would be 9, 29, and a 27 first round pick. I'm trading for Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh for pick number 29. And I keep my 27 first round pick with my 27 round pick and go from there. Or if you want to give them the 27 first round pick because you think the Rams are going to be good, I'm okay with that too. And we have 9 and 29 this year. If we like to draft that much this year, we go with those two. But that's the only way I'm doing it. I'm not trading a pick and having no first round picks in this year's draft, because the Giants are 2-11, and I just think we need the right coach in there, and we can have, not saying a Patriots type of season, but we can have, maybe a Panthers type season, 7-6, going 13 games in. So we need the right coach in here. I would do it in that situation, trade if I have multiple first round picks. I want to hit the comment board if you're okay with that, Trevor, and then we can move on. If you got anything else, Giants, while we're doing that. We'll start with Glenn. He's saying it's about draft picks for the Giants, Kenny. I agree. Get a lot of draft picks. Shane had a good draft. If Joe Shane stays, he showed he can build off last year's draft. It's going to be hard to duplicate that, but not out of the question when you got teams that are going to be quarterback hungry. Teams may be offering a lot for a top pick in this draft. And, we'll do college football starting next week. We'll throw a little college football in there, and mock drafts coming up soon as well. Keith under that saying that looked exactly like me talking about Younghoe Koo's kick on the tee blocks. You don't want me in your golf scramble. Yeah, I mean, I've missed a couple balls too, Keith, so I'm with you. Glenn said to me weeks ago, Koo was a bad kicker. Funny story about Younghoe Koo. I used to work in a hospital in New Jersey, Ridgewood, New Jersey. Younghoe Koo played for Ridgewood High School and was a defensive back first, and he was their team kicker. And a couple weeks ago, I remembered that when Kenny Albert was announcing the Giants game, and Younghoe Koo made the tackle on the kickoff, and he said a former defensive back for the Ridgewood Maroons. So yeah, defensive back. Maybe he needs to go back and play there, maybe instead of being a kicker for sure. Keith wants to know if the Giants draft a kicker, why not? 6th, 7th round, why not? If you got all your other positions in the draft and you're hunting, in the 6th and 7th, and you can get a starting caliber player that's going to be better than what you got, 100%. The way this Giants team is formed right now, Keith, I would look into a kicker in the draft.
Kenny, real quickly, why the heck is it so hard for Joe Shane and this Giants staff to find a dang kicker? I mean, seriously, like we talk about Joe Shane and his drafts, and it's very impressive, but how is it that you can't find a dang kicker? I don't understand. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Once a kicker gets hurt, it's hard to come off some of these. A groin injury is bad for a kicker, and Graham Gano's been fighting those. And ever since that groin injury last year, he's lost his accuracy, and it just like confidence, and you're always worried if you're going to get hurt again. And that's what I saw there. But Graham Gano was pretty damn good when first got him, but just this year has been a clown show, and it's been that ever since. Couple more. Paul saying hello. What's up, Paul? Giants failed me. I could see Tomlin in New York. Failed me too, Paul. Failed me. I'm so sorry. I thought we were gonna beat the Patriots, but got a couple more options, couple more teams that I think that'll be in better lined up against the Patriots going forward. Karen's saying hello. Got her all the old screen names are coming up on YouTube for some reason. It's pretty funny. So Poison Lady is coming on saying hello. Hello, Poison Lady. Happy Tuesday and go Broncos. Keith has another question. Who's more scarier in the NFC East, the Eagles or Cowboys? I'll let you answer that as an outsider from not an NFC East, but and then I can answer as well.
For me, it's Cowboys. I mean, and this is what I kind of called this a couple of weeks back. Can you remember when we did the we were on together? I called the Cowboys our team to watch for, and I really do think that they're going to continue to be. I mean, getting Quinnen Williams. I know we could talk about Jerry Jones and trading Micah Parsons. I understand that, but I mean, you got Quinnen Williams on this team, on this defense, along with Kenny Clark, and you got just some of these players you have on the defense side of the ball. Giving the Cowboys a chance. That's all this Cowboys team needs is a chance. You have the offensive weapons and the quarterback to put up points. You just needed guys and players on the defense side of the ball to do whatever they could to try to stop NFL teams from driving the ball down the field and from driving the score up. So it's for me, Keith, it's the Cowboys.
I'm with you. The Quinnen Williams trade may be the trade of the year. The difference on that defense, they're still not a top defense, but they're now top 20. They're not the worst defense in the league anymore with that one move. Quinnen Williams has done some things over there already, and the offense is getting better. As long as George Pickens doesn't, suffer from the drops like he did in Pittsburgh, team's going to be dangerous because you got the other guy on the other side, CeeDee Lamb, and he's not going to, get the double coverages. Michael's got a good kicker. Justin Tucker, even though he's had his off the field issues, I would take Justin Tucker. I would, Michael. I would not mind that. And Karen saying poison for the band. Karen, 5 years ago, maybe 6, I went to one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was a summer concert, Merriweather Post Pavilion. Had the seats in the grass and hanging out with some friends. It was Def Leppard, Poison, and Lita Ford. Got chills just thinking about it. It was one to remember for sure. It was a blast. But yeah, let's move on. We got to the Broncos and Giants. We took a little time on that. I know we'll pick up the pace a little bit because we're not going over every single game, but we do have our top 5 games that we saw this week, and we put them on our board in no particular order. Going to start with the Cowboys and Chiefs, which was played on Thursday night, and team that Keith just asked about, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys come out with the victory in this one, Trevor. Improved to 6-5-1. The Chiefs, to your delight, are 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you some stats, and then if you want to add anything, Trevor, Dak Prescott, 27 for 39, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. CeeDee Lamb led the way. I told you George Pickens was been getting a lot of attention. CeeDee Lamb came back with a nice 7 for 112 and a touchdown in this one. Patrick Mahomes wasn't the reason the Chiefs lost in this one. 27 for 34, 261, 4 touchdowns. Rashee Rice led the way for 8 and 92. But the Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving put the Chiefs in a lot of trouble here in getting into the playoffs. So thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think you got to give props to the Cowboys defense. I mean, for stepping up. Patrick Mahomes still, he went off on Thursday night. I mean, Thanksgiving game. I watched that game, and I mean, my gosh, Patrick Mahomes was unbelievable in that game. I really thought he was going to pull it out for the Chiefs. But the Cowboys just defensively, they're able to step up and do enough. I'm not saying that by no means this is to get a top 5 defense. All I'm saying was they did what they needed to do to stop Mahomes when they were asked to at times. So, and step up just at an important time. So, yeah, I mean, the Cowboys offense is just elite. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, 112 yards, 7 receptions. Pickens, 6 receptions, 88 yards. Jake Ferguson's been in there. Javonte Williams a little bit. I mean, really, the Chiefs defense, you got to also kind of wonder, Kenny, and this is one of your favorite head coaching candidates for the Giants, is Steve Spagnuolo. I mean, how is this Chiefs defense suddenly maybe dipping a little bit? It makes you kind of wonder. I know we're talking about the Cowboys offense, but it's an elite offense, but you just kind of wonder if this Chiefs defense isn't struggling a little bit, and might be something going forward that to be concerned with.
Something to watch for sure. I do agree they are struggling on defense. Chris Jones not having the year he's had in the past, so that leads right there, and they are struggling a little bit. 6-6. We're going to talk about this at the end. We got a nice little fun segment game for everybody at the end, so we're going to see if we got them making the playoffs or not to end the season. Because Keith's question was, do you have a fork out for the Chiefs? Are they done? Let's answer that towards the end of the show, Keith. Hope you don't mind. We got a fun little segment for everybody at the end. Second game I put on our list here for top 5 games, the Black Friday game. And the Chicago Bears hold the number 1 seed now, thanks to this team, thanks to their win versus the Eagles in Philadelphia. 9-3, Ben Johnson in his first year. 24-15 victory in Philadelphia. Caleb Williams, average game, 17 for 36, 154 and a touchdown, threw an interception. But here's the difference. Ben Johnson had it in Detroit. Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery. Well, I think he found it in Chicago with Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift. 130 yards for Monangai with a touchdown, 125 yards for Swift on the ground and a touchdown. That combines for 255. But talk about a balanced attack, 1-2 punch, and he's got his similar offense, similar players, style players in Chicago that he had in Detroit. And this could be a dangerous team going forward and a surprise team nonetheless. On the losing side, Jalen Hurts was 19 for 34, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Saquon Barkley held in check, 56 yards on the ground. A.J. Brown, keep him in Philadelphia, or are you going to have some a long season next year? 10 for 132, 2 touchdowns for Mr. A.J. Brown in the losing cause. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on this game? Black Friday. Black for the Eagles, but not for the Bears, that's for sure.
That's definitely for sure. And that's a couple of things that I think if you're Philadelphia Eagles fans that you got to be concerned about. Your defense and your running game. Saquon Barkley's really been non-existent this year at times, and more than he was definitely last year. I think it's a little bit of a hangover from last year, Kenny, from a Saquon Barkley standpoint. And I think the Eagles are very beatable. I hate to sit here and harp on the Eagles, but they're very beatable this year. They lost a lot of talent in the offseason, and I'm not surprised at all. This defense is a very, very much so a concern going forward for Philly. But, I mean, for Chicago, I mean, it's a great story. I mean, Ben Johnson doing what he's been able to do. Also, it's just like, Caleb Williams doesn't have to be the guy all the time. I mean, you can go to a running game, and have a heavy run game, and you're getting production from these guys. Like you just said, Kenny, Kyle Mungai and DeAndre Swift have been amazing this year. And especially down the stretch here, and just it really helps. I think Caleb Williams kind of feel at ease a little bit, like feeling like he doesn't have to do everything offensively. That's very, very impressive. So Ben Johnson, definitely an elite offensive mind. We'll see how far the Chicago Bears team is, but I agree with you. I do think they're a real threat in the NFC.
Karen's got a fun little question. And there's so many ways to answer this one. What right above that, what is considered a decent or good day for a wide receiver when it comes to overall years and receptions? There's a lot of ways to answer that. I'll answer it. I'll take the fun way, Trevor, and I'll answer it stat-wise. For overall years, I would say,
yards, Kenny.
Oh, yards. When it comes to overall yards. Oh, okay. I got it now. A good day for a wide receiver. I'll take the fun route and stat-wise. I'll say about 70 to 80 yards with about 7 or 8 receptions. But the non-fun way would be the important things you see, the block and moving the chains on a 3-yard pass play, need the first down. But around 75, 80 yards stats with about 7 to 8 catches, Karen, would be a good day for me if I was doing stats.
I couldn't have said any more perfect than what Kenny just said it. I mean, I think that's a good day for wide receiver, around 80 yards. I think a touchdown. I think also the receptions is definitely a part of it. Targets, because it means that your quarterback you're getting open. I mean, as a wide receiver, and it means your quarterback is targeting you very clearly because he thinks you're open. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%, Kenny, on that one.
Keith, I would love this. The Giants steal A.J. Brown in the offseason and got you back move. Let's go. Ooh. Put him on the Giants. Let's go.
I don't know. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on that one, but I don't know that I like that for the Giants. I'll be honest. I mean,
I think A.J. Brown went to Ole Miss, though. I think he's an Ole Miss wide receiver. So they'll have the at least the same school with Jackson Dart. So they might have a chemistry there. We'll see. We'll see. And it's funny, Malik Neighbors, LSU, and Lane Kiffin just went to LSU and Ole Miss. So there's going to be some back fun little jabs going back and forth, I think, with the Giants players. But, Eagles now fall to 8-4. They're behind a couple teams for the 1 seed. So we'll see. A couple more games. We'll move a little quick, and then we'll take a little sponsorship break here. The Rams. In the upset of the week, in my opinion, the red-hot Rams, sitting pretty at the number 1 seed in the NFC, travel to Carolina. And Carolina, easy way to call them is Jekyll and Hyde. 1 week you got the good Panthers, 1 week you got the bad Panthers. We saw them on last week on Monday Night Football. It was not pretty. They come back home, and what do? They just beat the Rams 31-28. Behind Bryce Young, 15 for 20, 3 touchdowns. Lawrence Coker, he was a former Giant that was like a number 3 tight end, Trevor, on the Giants a couple of years ago. Led it for the Panthers, 4 for 74 and a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, a little more yardage than Rico Dowdle in this one, 83 yards. And the Panthers come away with a win. Matthew Stafford struggled a little bit in this one. 18 for 28, 2 touchdowns, 3 INTs. I was watching that game. It was the early game on Fox. And talk about the old jinx. They said, Trevor, they said, Matthew Stafford, 28 consecutive touchdown passes without an interception. Well, here comes the interception 1. Here comes interception 2, and here comes interception 3 in the same game. And that was the difference. Kyron Williams and Devontae Adams led the way for the playmakers. Adams, 58 yards, but 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams, 13 for 72 with a touchdown in this one. Puka Nacua held in check pretty much in this game. Difference. And E.J. Evero, the old defensive coordinator for the Broncos, showing some fight. His defense showing some fight there, coming up with some big INTs in this one.
Yep.
Thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a Panthers team, like you said, they're like Jekyll and Hyde. But I mean, I think you can move forward with Bryce Young, and talk about coming out party. 15 for 20, 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, Bryce Young was very impressive in this game. And this wasn't an easy defense for him to face either. And I think really Dave Canales and Bryce Young, that combination is something to watch going forward. If the Panthers can just figure out how to build their roster up, I think you got something there with Bryce Young. Clearly, I mean, clearly with Canales, being his head coach and his play caller, he knows how to get the best out of Bryce Young. I know it hasn't been like this breakout season from Bryce Young, but he's definitely, I think, taking strides in the right direction. And that Panthers team is a team to watch out for if they can just build a roster.
Yeah, they can be going in the right direction in a division that's not very strong. Mm-hmm. If they can stay ahead of the Saints and the Falcons, who are going to talk about those Falcons right now. If it wasn't for the New York Giants, I think this would be the biggest disappointment in the NFL this year. And people might still say they are bigger disappointment than the Giants, because the Falcons had a chance for the NFC South in a lot of people's minds. They travel to New York and face the Jets, who are, reeling in their own ways, sold at the trade deadline. And what do the Jets do? They come out with the victory here, improve to 3-9. Falcons fall to 4-8. Tyrod Taylor led the way, 19 for 33 with a touchdown. Breece Hall, 68 yards on the ground. But the difference, and this may be the 1A to Quinnen Williams trade, and the Jets on both sides.
Oh, Kenny, your mic's muted. There you go. You're good now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Jets, heck of a move here. They get Adonai Mitchell as a throw-in, and he's become their number one wide receiver with Garrett Wilson out, and I think will be a complimentary piece to Garrett Wilson going forward. 8 for 102 and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins in the losing, 21 for 37, 234 and a touchdown with Penix out. Bijan Robinson doing his thing, 142 on the ground with a touchdown. And no Drake London in this game, but Kyle Pitts led the way receiving with 82 yards.
Yeah, I mean, this Falcons team, Kenny, I think is another team that's going to be searching for a head coach in the offseason. I'm not sure Raheem Morris is going to be able to survive with this Falcons team having the expectations they have had. I know Penix being out, and I get that, but you're still paying Kirk Cousins a lot of money, and you still can't win, and you're a defensive mind. I mean, your defense just is not where it needs to be. So, kudos to the Jets for continuing to fight through. I know that, again, they're dealing with some injuries, and they just made a couple big trades. So kudos to the Jets, the 3-9 Falcons. Again, I think the Falcons are there's a good possibility the Falcons are searching for a head coach this offseason.
Hick Heat's question real quick. It's a good one. Do the Falcons have a quarterback problem after playing Kirk and drafting Penix? They're playing Kirk because Penix is hurt, but I think they do have a quarterback problem because I don't know if I trust Michael Penix being my franchise guy going forward. Mm-hmm. Got weapons there. You got a running back in Bijan Robinson. You got Kyle Pitts, who I think is very underrated and not used properly in this offense. And, of course, you got a number one receiver in Drake London. Michael Penix has thrown in some bad games. He's got some good ones in there, but some bad ones too. And I am a big Michael Penix fan in college. I just don't know if he's the right quarterback for the Falcons. I'm even interested to see what the Falcons may do in this upcoming draft. But Michael Penix now hurt as well. Could they be a surprise team looking for a quarterback next year with a new coach? You bring in a coach, and the coach says, you bring in an experienced coach, hey, I need a new quarterback and I can win with this team. It's something to think about.
Yeah. I mean, to answer your question, Keith, and he said it's paying Kirk Cousins, not.
I looked at that wrong.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they already invested in Michael Penix. I mean, it's going to set their organization back a little bit, I think, if they go after the quarterback. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, it depends on what head coach you bring in if they end up, moving off of Raheem Morris. But I don't know. I mean, I think Penix is fine. I don't think we've seen the best of Michael Penix yet by any means, but I still think that's a roster, especially on the defense side of the ball, that's just not where it needs to be. Like Kenny, like you said, they have playmakers there, but the defense is not very good, and not where it needs to be. I know they invested this past year in the draft defensively, but they still need more. And we shall see what they do at quarterback. I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be there after this season. I don't think there's a possibility that's going to happen. I think they're going to end up probably moving on as soon as they can. But I do think they'll have to bring in somebody with Penix going down and being out all season.
Yeah. Keith would take Davis Mills over Penix. That's an interesting one. Davis Mills played well, and we're going to get into this game. Final one of our top 5 games. Michael saying the Colts lost corner Sauce Gardner to injury. Yes, Michael as Michael just said, Sauce Gardner goes down in this game. It wasn't the worst news. It's no torn ACL. It looked like a non-contact injury, but he escapes the major injury, but he's going to be out for a little while, maybe back in the playoffs. But Texans team going in the right direction. It doesn't matter how you start. It's matter how you finish in the NFL. Only one team can, the team finishing the best will be your Super Bowl winner every year. But the Texans are finding ways to win with their defense each and every week, improved to 7-5, and now only one game back of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 8-4 and tied with the Colts for first place, 8-4. CJ Stroud came back in this game, Trevor, from his concussion injury, 275. He did throw an interception. Nick Chubb had a touchdown on the ground. Nico Collins led the way, 98 yards. Not eye-opening stats, but enough to come away with the victory on the road. The Texans forced Daniel Jones to beat them. He did throw 2 touchdowns for 201. Jonathan Taylor, a good 85 yards rushing, but kept him out of the end zone. And Alec Pierce led the way, 4 for 78. But Colts got off to that hot start. I thought it might have been a little optical illusion. Giants a couple years ago, Daniel Jones started off 7-3 and limped their way into the playoffs. I'm seeing that similar. It's a lot of similarities here this year with the Colts, team I may be worried about going forward. But Texans come away with the victory here and in the hunt for the AFC South, which is going to be fun to watch these last couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah, I think with Houston, for me, Kenny, my biggest question with them is CJ Stroud. I mean, he's just not been that same guy since his rookie season. I mean, I know he's been dealing with injuries and he's been battling them. I'm not saying give up on him at all. I'm not saying that, whatsoever, but I'm concerned. I mean, I'm concerned with this offense and what they're going to be able to do going forward. I mean, this is a good Houston Texans defense, and you got the right guy with DeMeco Ryans as your head coach. Okay, but you need the quarterback play. At the end of the day, it don't matter, how great your defense is. You still need really good quarterback play in the playoffs. And so CJ Stroud, I mean, I think as we go down the stretch and get closer to the playoffs, the Houston Texans are going to go as far as CJ Stroud goes. And CJ Stroud's going to have to step up and be better up from an overall production standpoint. He's struggled, and he's been up and down this season.
Let's hit a couple rapid fire questions. Phil, do the Texans beat Kansas City? Can I see it? Yeah. Trevor's going to say no. I just can't see Kansas City going 6-7. I just can't see it. And I think it's important for both teams. I'm going to say Kansas City at home squeaks out one in the fourth quarter. A lower scoring game, but they pull the victory. Keith wants to know who the scariest team on the playoff bubble is. For me, it's simple. It's Kansas City Chiefs. Get them out of the playoffs any way you can. This team gets in the playoffs, and with their Super Bowl experience, that's my scariest team on the playoff bubble.
We also Phil's question comes in with 500 stars, Kenny. So I want to.
Oh, Phil, thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate that. And sometimes we can't see it. Keith, thank you for being in the background, telling us about the stars. If we don't see your stars questions, guys, just throw it in the chat and let us know. We're not ignoring them by any means, but we really, really do appreciate the support you're giving our new show here, everybody. And, love it, and thank you again.
Kenny, I think we're going to hit this question here in a minute, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The scariest team on the playoff bubble, or the Texans beat Kansas City?
The scariest team on the playoff.
Oh yeah, I said for me it's easy. It's the Chiefs. I rapid fired it. You gotta keep them out of the playoffs. They get in, anything can happen, and they got the Super Bowl experience to win in the playoffs.
Okay. I would probably go Chiefs too. I would say Cowboys definitely got to be in there.
Nice. I like that. All right. So we moved to our top 5 games. It's our first week here. I think we're going to go a couple minutes overtime. We got a couple more things to discuss. I think we can go 10, 15 minutes over. I think that's probably what we'll be at. Yes. And once again, let's do this, Trevor. Keith's saying huge star night from the Juicers. Let's say hello to all the Juicers one more time. We do this. We did this on the Morning Juice. We're going to do it on the Juice. Juice it up, everybody. Cheers. A little grape juice tonight. Sometimes it might be an adult beverage being when we're in the evening, but a little grape juice tonight for everybody. A little juice it up for the Juicers.
Absolutely. A huge star night in our first show. I mean, just kind of doing this new format. So we really appreciate all the star givers as well, and everybody just being a part of our Juicers.
Yep. So for everybody, a lot of our friends and family joined us on the Morning Juice. We had a fun little segment called Toasted. It was our teams that got blown out, and in little breakfast reference, we did Toasted, but we're now an evening show, so we wanted to change the name but keep the segment alive. So in place of Toasted, we now got our new segment called Smoked. And our first smoked team in this new chapter of the Juice, Trevor, going to put it up, I believe, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And let me tell you, what happened with the Steelers. Let me find my my cheat sheet here. I want to Steelers.
Buffalo.
Forgive me, everybody. Yep,
Buffalo.
Yep. Bills smoked the Steelers 26-7. Bills were allowed to run wild in this one. Here comes James Cook. No pun intended about the smoked here. 32 carries, Trevor. 144 yards.
Wow.
Punch it down their throat. That's what the Bills did. Christian Benford, an interception and a forced fumble on the defensive side. Bills Mafia steals the ketchup from Heinz Field. And the Steelers were forced to have dry burgers the whole night. Aaron Rodgers struggled in this one, 10 for 21, 117 yards. Jalen Warren, 35 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Darnell Washington, 45 yards. The chants were out. Fire Tomlin. Fire Tomlin. They didn't want him to cook. They wanted him to be cooked. Fire Tomlin. I'll take him. I will take him. But, yeah, Heinz Field ran out of ketchup. Steelers got smoked. Thoughts on this one? James Cook ran wild, 32 for 144, Trevor.
Yeah, James Cook has been fantastic this season for Buffalo. Josh Allen didn't even have to do much. 15 for 23, 123 yards, 1 touchdown, one interception. Josh Allen didn't have to do a whole lot at all. James Cook was the steal of the show for the Bills offense. And I think it just goes to show, I mean, just how to orchestrate a team. I mean, you have an elite franchise quarterback like Josh Allen, but you also have an elite running back like James Cook, and you build up that offensive line. You just continue to run it down your team's throat. And, I mean, Pittsburgh's struggled against the run this year. Their defense hasn't been as good as they usually are in the past. And, again, I just the whole Aaron Rodgers era, I mean, he's kept the Steelers afloat. But, again, keeping the Steelers up afloat, keeping your team up afloat isn't going to solve your answers long term and isn't going to really do much for you as the playoffs come about. So Aaron Rodgers seems like he's banged up, Kenny. If you're Steelers fans, you're out there, if there's any out there right now, listen to this. I think you got to be concerned about this team. I mean, really, is it a Mike Tomlin issue? I'm not sure, but this, you got to figure out your quarterback position at some point in time and get your franchise guy because this team's starting to fall apart.
A couple comments. It's time for Aaron Rodgers to retire from the NFL from Michael. And wouldn't it be nice if the Broncos could run like that? Yeah. I agree, Phil. My problem is with the Steelers front office. Since Ben Roethlisberger, you haven't went after that young quarterback. last year, I'm not okay. You passed on quarterbacks this year. Was Cam Ward and Jackson Dart look like the two franchise guys going forward? And we'll see what Cam Ward, but and Jackson Dart. You don't know because it's 1 year, but look at all the quarterbacks last year, and the Steelers did not go make a move. They went with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. How did that work out? This year, you're going with Aaron Rodgers. With Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, Mike Tomlin still got you to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. With Aaron Rodgers, you're still in the hunt for the division and the playoffs here. And Aaron Rodgers that should retire, because I had a feeling, just like Russell Wilson, they might start off hot and show flashes of their old self, but age is going to get to you and you're going to wear it down. So the Steelers get smoked, and this is a team I'm worried about going forward into the playoffs, Trevor. They're there right now, but I'm concerned that they're not going to make it.
I'm very concerned as well. In Baltimore, watch for Baltimore start sneaking back up in that division and maybe possibly take that division, Kenny. And also, by the way, the Steelers did draft a quarterback in 2022, Mr. Kenny Pickett, but that did not work out much at all.
You're right. I totally forgot. That's how bad it turned out to be. I forgot about him. I guess that's why they were gun shy on Jackson Dart, because of their failure with Pickett in the 20s. That's a good point. Let's move to our second smoke team. Second smoked one, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Seattle Seahawks and Sam Darnold dominate in this one. Just like Pike's Place. For those who aren't familiar with Pike's Place, it's that famous fish market in Seattle where they throw the fish and they catch the fish back and forth. Okay, the Seahawks defense was catching footballs like that all game. 4 interceptions in this one. From no J.J. McCarthy. That didn't make a difference in my opinion. J.J. McCarthy's turning out to be the bust Trevor thought he would be. But 4 interceptions for the defense. He was Trevor's fantasy football team. Little fun fact this week. But they put the salmon on the grill for the Seahawks. And those Seahawks, those who don't know, those Seagulls, Seahawks, they can be almost like vulture-like. And this defense was vulture-like on Sunday, pitched a shutout, and they improved to 9-3, tied with the Bears and the Rams for the best record in the NFC. So it's going to be fun NFC West these last couple of weeks going in. But they improved to 9-3, and they're in first place with the Rams in this one, Trevor.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle, just that defense. Mike McDonald's done a great job there in Seattle, and got to give him credit in that Seattle's Seahawks front office. I mean, they ended up moving off of Geno Smith to get Sam Darnold this past offseason, and that's proven to be a great decision by the Seattle front office and Mike McDonald. I mean, Sam Darnold, again, wasn't lighting things on fire, but he hasn't been bad for them at all, and I think actually he's been better than what Geno Smith would have been for them. And yeah, the Seattle Seahawks defense under Mike McDonald has taken a step in the right direction too. That's a very, very scary defense just in general. And for Minnesota, you just mentioned it, Kenny, the biggest bust right now in the draft, in that 2024 draft ends up being JJ McCarthy. I mean, this is a concern. I mean, if you're Minnesota, you want all in on JJ McCarthy, and it has not turned out very well at all for Minnesota. Now you're getting guys like Justin Jefferson starting to get frustrated because you can't figure out the quarterback position. Even Kevin O'Connell, which again, I'm very high on Kevin O'Connell, and I still think there's a chance that JJ McCarthy, possibly could work out in Minnesota because of Kevin O'Connell, what he can do with quarterbacks. He obviously signed Daniel Jones, last season when he got released from the Giants. I don't know why Minnesota didn't do more in the offseason to bring in more competition in that quarterback room. I don't understand that, and I think it's starting to come back and bite them in the butt right now. Just having JJ McCarthy, pretty much. I mean, I know they have Carson Wentz, but you pretty much put all your eggs in one basket with JJ McCarthy, and it's not panned out very well.
Yeah, I agree, and going to be fun NFC West for sure, and we're going to see what the Vikings are going to do come draft time, because that could be a team that could be looking up to the other 3 teams for a few years and be hurting there for a little bit. Our last of 3, put the Tennessee Titans on there again. Normally don't like to put a 1-11, 1-10 team, now 1-11 team on the smoked list, but I want to give a shout out to the defensive coordinator for the Jaguars, Anthony Campanile. Jaguars defensive coordinator, New Jersey native, friend of my friend Kurt Valenti, K&K Sports Show co-host, and his wife Jen, former guest on their high school show. His brothers are big high school coaches in New Jersey. Campanelli family's huge in New Jersey. I want to take him out. I'm sending him an invite right now, off season, Anthony. Take you to Steve Sizzlin Steaks in New Jersey, and we'll go celebrate because I think you're going to be a future head coach in this NFL, and you're doing good things there with the Jaguars defense when the season ends. But Trevor Lawrence, third straight win for the Jags. Josh Allen, Hines Allen, not to be confused with the Josh Allen on Buffalo. Two of three Jacksonville Jaguars sacks here, and they forced 2 fumbles in this one. The Jaguars officially in first place now in the AFC South, improved to 8-4, and the Titans on the way to the number 1 pick in the draft, fall at 1-11.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee, it's hard. It's rough times in Tennessee. Got to see what you have with Cam Ward. You got to find the right head coach. I mean, this is a team and probably a fan base that's just waiting for the end of the season to already be here and move forward into the offseason. We'll see what Tennessee does in the offseason in general, but that's a roster, and I've said that about a lot of teams tonight. That's a roster that needs a lot of work with it and needs a lot of help. You got to be able to surround Cam Ward. But, yeah, with Jacksonville, I mean, Liam Cohen, Kenny, this is a guy that I called last offseason. As being a really intriguing head coaching candidate. And I think he's done a great job with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, and just done a great job keeping that Jacksonville Jaguars team, competitive. And they've definitely turned things around with Liam Cohen. And I think that, that there's a lot of upside there with Trevor Lawrence. He just needed the right head coach and the right offensive play caller. I think Liam Cohen's done a great job in Jacksonville with that team.
And talking about great moves, Jacoby Myers, picking him up to take the place of Travis Hunter, who's out for the year. So a good move for them to add some depth at wide receiver, and under the radar move. Jacoby Myers could be a number 1 wide receiver on a lot of teams in the NFL. An underrated draft pick, underrated trade deadline move there by the Jaguars, and a great one in my opinion. All right, Trevor, we're a little over time, but we'll go a few more minutes. We got a couple more quick segments for everybody. Do this on the morning juice, and it's fun. Blind ranking. It's time for a blind ranking, and you have no idea which way I'm going to go. Sometimes it's football. Sometimes it's, something else. This week I do have a fun football-related one, but it's also it's a fun one. And I'm giving you a hard one to start off. So simple. You just tell me, where they rank 1 through 5, and I'll tell you at the end how well you did and grade you. And the audience play along as well. This week's blind ranking, since we are now an evening show and it's more, we do a little more adult topics. Top 5 NFL fan bases that drink most at the games and spend the most. So it's inside, not tailgating. So this is strictly inside the stadium. How many drinks and then they consume. So I will tell you 5 teams here, and they drink a lot. So we're going to start with the Chicago Bears fan base. From 1 to 5, where would you rank them on the scale of drinking?
Ooh. I'm going to say 2.
2 for the Bears. And audience play along as well. This is inside how many drinks they spend. Martin's going 3, so I'm going to put Martin's name down here to play along too. Let's go Baltimore Ravens. I will tell you this little fun fact. Natty Bo is the beer, the Baltimore beer. The factory's like literally across the street from the stadium.
Pressure's on. I'm gonna go 3 for Baltimore.
3 for Baltimore. And everybody keep track. I know a lot of people are playing long. Keep track to how you do, and I'll give you the official spots at the end. Martin's playing, Michael, Karen, Keith, love it. Bills Mafia, Buffalo Bills. Where do they rank drinking in that cold weather in December?
Yeah, I mean, you would need something to shovel all that snow with, but at the games. But I'm gonna go 4. I think for Buffalo.
Okay. Los Angeles Chargers are on this list. All that drinking from playing Denver and Kansas City.
I'm gonna go 5 because there's not a lot of Chargers fans there. It doesn't seem like it
Well,
seems like the opposing fans.
If this was drinking at home, the Giants would be leaps and bounds over everybody this year. So, but there's nobody at the stadium, like you said, with the Giants. So that's why they're not on the list. The last team I got on the list, Cincinnati Bengals made this list.
Really?
So what was your number that you didn't have? Number 1?
They got to be number 1. Well, I'm gonna. What did I have Baltimore at? 4?
You can't change blind rankings. That's the game. Yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
All right. So you're 5, and we'll let everybody get their final numbers in. You had the Bengals number 1, Bears number 2, Ravens 3, Bills 4, Chargers 5. I thought you were going to strike out in this one, my friend, but you got the Bengals correct at number 1. They average 5.2 drinks a game at the stadium. And who does these stats? I don't know, but this is a legit, like who says, "Oh, I'm going to keep track of how much people drink at the stadiums." But average 5.2 and $43 a game for the Bengals. Surprise number 1 team.
Wow.
Ravens were number 2. You had the Bears, and like I said, the Ravens stadium is right by Natty Bow. The Bears are the drinks are a little on cheaper side. 4.7 drinks at 45. By the way, the Broncos were tied for number 5, which I'll get to in a minute, but they spent a little less money, so I went with the more expensive at 5. But big, I guess Coors Light right in Denver, Coors Factory rather. Number 3, the Bills. You had the Ravens. Bills Mafia, 4.5 drinks, $52.85. You got it's funny, I know all these because I've been to these cities. You got just over in Toronto, you got the Labatt Blue Factory. So probably a big beer over there, but it does become imported. So you spend a little more money because of the taxes that you have to spend for the imported beers.
Okay.
Number 4, you had the Bills. It was the Bears. The Bears, 4.5 drinks as well, $58 for their spending. And number 5 was the Chargers, Broncos, and Panthers. But the Chargers fans spend $60 on drinks at a game. The Broncos only $42. Like I said, maybe a lot of hometown discounts on the Coors for $42, and the Panthers at $45. But on the lowest drinkers, the 49ers, 2.6 drinks a game, $30. And the Giants, because there's nobody at the game, 25th, 3.4, $44.
How are the Jets?
I don't have the Jets up, but I could. I'll have to look there.
They got right there.
I hope everybody did well. I'm going to give you a little better than a C because you were close on a lot of them. I'll give you a B-.
How many did I get? So I got Cincinnati at number 1 and 5 with the Chargers?
5 with the Chargers, and then you're right there with the other ones. So 1 and 5 you got the hard ones. So I'll give you a B-.
Okay. Thanks for being generous.
You did well on the first one. You did well on the first one, so I'm proud of you. And I hope everybody did well. That was a little fun, blind ranking with everybody. I think everybody likes. Glad everybody played along. It was a fun one. Got one more quick topic if you want to get to it, Trevor.
Yep.
Quick topic. This segment's called In or Out. In or Out. We got simple names for our segments tonight, and got the AFC and the NFC teams that are 8, 9, and 10 in the rankings right now. Do you think they'll be in, Trevor, audience? Trevor Juicers, I should say, pardon me. Or do you think they're going to be out? If they're in, who are they going to replace? And I got the lists here. So we'll start with the NFC.
Okay.
Panthers are currently, was that?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Panthers are currently the 10 seed. 7-6, but they're in the fight also for the division with the Buccaneers. They got a game. They got a game with them coming up later in the season. Panthers, in or out?
I think the Panthers are out. I don't think this is their year. And like we said earlier, I mean, they're just so Jekyll and Hyde. That's just, I think they're too inconsistent right now. But a team that's definitely on the rise. I just don't think it's their year yet.
Martin about the Broncos are drinking more this year just to settle their nerves with all these close games. So, yeah, that's for sure. Let's go number 9 seed. You were high on this team. Dallas Cowboys are currently number 9. They do have a tie, which may come to effect later on this year. But they're a game and a half behind the division with the Eagles, and they do have a game versus the Eagles still on their list.
That's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I'm going to say they replaced Tampa at 4. I think Tampa's really banged up right now. And
they can't. Then Tampa's going to get the division or the Panthers.
Okay.
Because you have the Panthers out, so you can't do that one. It's the 49ers, Packers, Seahawks currently in the wild card.
Packers, Seahawks.
Packers and Seahawks 3 losses, 49ers 4 losses. And the Eagles have 4 losses with the division.
I think Cowboys probably just missed the playoffs. I think
Phil's with you. They both have Phil and Michael both have the Panthers out. Michael's got the Cowboys in. Michael, I think it's going to come down to the final week. The Giants are going to lose to the Cowboys, but the Eagles are going to beat the Commanders. It's going to be the tie that hurts the Cowboys from getting in, and the Eagles are going to squeak by and get in because of it. But I hope, it's funny, Cowboys, Eagles, my worst. Who's the lesser of 2 evils right now? I'm going to say the Cowboys. So let's hope the Eagles are out. As a Giants fan, I want the Eagles out. I'll take the lesser of 2 evils, the Cowboys. And Karen's saying if the Cowboys make it, one and done for them. If Cowboys they could be dangerous.
I just think the Cowboys got off to too late of a start. I think if they would have gotten off to a quicker start, I think they would have been in a better position. That's just as good as high as I am on the Cowboys. It's tough to see them getting in unless they win out.
And Martin also saying he wouldn't rule out the Cowboys taking the division. The Eagles and Cowboys are going in the opposite direction. And I agree with that. And the Cowboys beat the Eagles already. So, but what hurts them, man, is that tie. That tie could be the difference that the Eagles win the division and limp in, and the Cowboys don't make it. Keith's saying the Cowboys and the Niners in the end used to meet in the NFC Championship. All right, I got one more NFC team for you, and then we'll move to the AFC, Trevor.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions. 6-5, or I'm sorry,
7-5.
7-5, playing Thursday night against the Cowboys, and it's a must-win for both teams. Must win. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the sidelines, questionable. Detroit Lions are 3rd in the division behind the Bears and Packers. Are the Lions in or out? On the outside right now, looking in at the 8th seed, 1 game behind the 49ers.
This NFC North has been very competitive. It's tough because I don't see how the Lions could possibly miss the postseason. That's tough. I'm going to say they squeak out the Packers and they make the playoffs.
That's funny because I'm totally agreeing with you. And the tie is going to hurt the Packers as well. Yeah, they only have 3 losses now, but the Packers have the Bears on the schedule twice.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos, they have a tough schedule going forward. And the Lions must win on Thursday. If the Lions lose on Thursday, I change my mind. Next week, we're talking different. But if the Lions beat the Cowboys on Thursday night, they're going to squeak out the Packers. And Packers, the tough schedule to end the season are going to be on the outside, the team that the Lions replace. I'm with you 100%. So we agree on the NFC. So let's move to the AFC, and this is going to be fun. Because the first team we're going to talk about is the 10 seed Kansas City Chiefs, Trevor. 6-6 on the outside looking in. Big must-win game for them every game now, and it starts with the Houston Texans on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Chiefs do end up making the playoffs. I mean, I do think they get going on a kind of on a run. I have them actually replacing the Chargers. I think that Justin Herbert injury really hurt the Chargers. I think going forward, and you just lost your franchise quarterback. I think the Chiefs are going to go on a little bit of a winning streak here at the end of the season. I know a lot of Broncos fans, Broncos country, don't like hearing that, but I think that I don't see the Chiefs missing out in the playoffs. I got to see it to believe it.
Lions out for Michael. Lions in for Phil. Chiefs out for Phil. I'm going with Phil. I've got the Chiefs out.
Wow.
6-6. Could be trouble this week. They got a tough schedule too. The Broncos, Texans, they don't have an easy road to the playoffs. And I think they're due for one of those bad seasons, and I think they just miss. They're behind too many teams here, and Chiefs are out from Keith as well. I'm with everybody. Chiefs out, and this is the Broncos' year. You don't want the Chiefs in. And the Chiefs are out from Michael as well. So let's go. Let's get the Chiefs out. Number 9 seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think the Steelers are out. With Aaron Rodgers being banged up as he is in that defense, I don't think the Steelers make the playoffs. And if they don't, that means Tomlin could possibly be out, which would be good for Kenny's Giants because Kenny loves Mike Tomlin. So, no, I don't think the Steelers make the playoffs. I think they're just come up just short. And I think it really comes back there to bite them in the butt, Kenny, with them having Aaron Rodgers and just kind of limping at quarterback the last couple seasons.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. Echo your words. Limping in. They're limping out because age is showing. Everybody's on board with that. Michael and Keith, everybody's saying Steelers out. I'm with everybody as well. Phil as well. The last team on the rise, in my opinion, the Houston Texans. One game out of the division behind the Jaguars and Colts, who are currently in. And, the Texans are on the outside looking in at the 8th seed right now with 5 losses. Big game against the Chiefs.
Yeah. I actually am a little bit more down probably on the Colts, but I do think the Texans, I'm going to have them out. I don't think the Texans make the playoffs. I'll say it. I think that offense for me just worries me. CJ Stroud worries me. I know you can win with defense, but you got to have something at quarterback, and just CJ Stroud just has not been good this season. I think the Texans just missed out on the playoffs, and you have the Colts being as good as they are this year, Jacksonville being as good as they are. I think it knocks down Houston a little bit.
Keith and Phil will hope they're out because Phil's saying, and Keith's agreeing, Texans in and scary. So if you get them out and the Chiefs out, that just eliminates 2 big contenders for the Broncos. I'm with Phil and Keith. I think they're in. I think this team's defense is doing enough. Big win against the Colts. They got, more division games coming up. I think the Titans are on their schedule. So give me the Texans, winning the division on top of it all. Colts are the team out that I'm replacing. So I got one team. You got 2 teams in the AFC getting replaced. You got the Chiefs and the Texans in. I'm sorry, you got the Chiefs, just the Chiefs in you got, and I got just the Texans in. So we got different teams. Michael's with you. Texans are out. We'll do this each week if when things get, not every week, but we'll do this again when it gets a little closer and more playoff implications are getting a little clearer and maybe even more fuzzier. So we'll do this again with everybody. Got one last thing for everybody, Trevor, before we do our final thoughts. We got a Thursday night football game. We just talked about it. Big playoff implications on the line here. Playoff lives on the line here. Dallas traveling to Detroit, Trevor. in a Thursday night matchup on national TV.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good game too. I'm gonna go with Detroit at home in this one.
Got a score? You want to throw a score out there for everybody?
I'm gonna go 28-26.
I'm going Detroit as well. I'm going a little higher. I'm going 34-31. There ain't going to be many stops in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think whoever has the ball last is going to win this game. I think we'll know right out of the gate, if you get good Jared Goff, you're going to win at home. But if you get bad Jared Goff, you'll know 5 minutes into the game if it's bad Jared Goff. And if it's bad Jared Goff, you all can text me on Facebook Messenger and say, man, Kenny, you're right. You got bad Jared Goff tonight. The game's over. I think you're going to get good Jared Goff against this Cowboys defense. Yeah, Quinnen Williams has improved this defense, but it's still a bad defense. Lions at home off a loss. Could have been 2 in a row if the Giants beat them. Lions are going to have a huge game. 31-28. Lions come away with the victory. And like I said, the Cowboys just missed the playoffs because of that tie.
Mm-hmm.
Martin saying Detroit without the sun god. I've got Dallas winning. Above that, Chiefs out from Karen. Keith saying Dallas takes down Detroit 27-26. Special teams matter. Aubrey, man, indoors, he may kick a 75-yarder. I just thought about that, but I'm still going to, I'll change my prediction score. 34-31. Aubrey kicks a 72-yard field goal at halftime. You're hearing it here first.
Wow. Jeez. Bold predictions, huh?
Bold prediction. Why not to end the show? But Trevor, let's get some final thoughts in. I'm going to give you the final word. I want to thank you. It's been a successful first Juice football show, the evening version, new chapter. Excited about where we're going to take this show in the future. Keith will be with us many nights as well. Just going to, with the Broncos right now, concentrating more for you all with the Denver Bronco Roundup, which you'll see on Wednesday night and Friday night. And then you'll also see us Sunday post-game show as well. Trevor and I will be back Tuesday night with another episode of The Juice. Want to thank everybody. A couple more quick hellos. Pearl coming in saying hello. Sorry I'm late. And Clayton also saying smash that like button and share, guys. Like Clayton said, if you like what you're seeing, if you're over there on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're over there on Facebook, hit the like button. It helps us. It helps the stream. It helps the show out. It gets us noticed. If you like what you see, doesn't cost anything. Just give us a thumbs up. Let us know you like what you see. And if there's anything you want us to do more of or less of, let us know in the comments. You can always DM me if you're friends with me on Facebook. I'd like to hear your comments and opinions on the show. And thank you, Phil. He's saying, great show, guys. Have a good evening. Trevor, I'm going to pass it to you, and then we'll juice it up one more time for everybody.
Absolutely, Kenny. I want to get Phil's question that we missed not too long ago. Phil, I'm not sure if this was with stars or not, but definitely want to get your question in. All the teams that we'll be looking for a head coach, which one would you think VJ would like? I don't think he's going to like a big market, Phil. I think Vance Joseph. I could see a team like possibly Miami if they move off of Mike McDaniel. I could see VJ possibly going back to Miami. He was a DC there. They need to fix that defense. My biggest thing with Vance Joseph, and if I'm Vance Joseph, I want a team that has at least a quarterback that gives me a chance to win. I'm not sure I want to go to a team that rebuilds, or I want to go to a team that I can pick my quarterback at. So maybe Miami moves off of Tua, and VJ takes over there in Miami. Wouldn't be surprised. That's a team to watch out, though, if Vance Joseph ends up leaving Denver.
I got one, too, and it's a team that I think he would salivate being a head coach of a defense with the leadership of Myles Garrett. Give me the Cleveland Browns. I know they're going to be possibly looking for a quarterback again, but Vance Joseph, gets his offensive coordinator. Maybe Arch Manning's in the mix, Fernando Mendoza, some college quarterback names to look out. Browns are going to be in the hunt for a quarterback. Maybe they decide to move up to the number 1 or number 2 pick and go get their quarterback. But Vance Joseph with Myles Garrett leading the way, and that defense is legit right now. Watch out with Vance Joseph over there.
100%. 100%.
And Keith saying VJ to the Raiders. Trevor, any more final thoughts?
Yeah, VJ to the Raiders. Keith, oh gosh, don't get me started on that one. Final thoughts for me though. Just want to thank everybody, our juicers, for commenting. Love seeing the chat being active, and we love to bring back a show to Rocky Mountain Sports Network that can work on Tuesdays, and excited to do this show with Kenny again. We're going to bring mock drafts, more graphics, more interaction with our fans, and we do this show for everybody. I mean, that's why this is also an all-around football show. We're going to talk Broncos. We're going to talk Falcons. We're going to talk all 32 teams. We're hoping to bring some college football to the show as well. And again, anybody that has suggestions, we're open more than ever to talking about whatever our fan base wants to talk about, our juicers want to talk about. So a big shout out to everybody that was here tonight and supporting us, whether you're watching live or even after the fact. Just know you are appreciated, and we love you all very, very much. I do want to mention our sponsor, Morgan Trinkets, as well. With over 33 years experience, they are your headquarters for Southwest pottery and jewelry, as well as estate gold at wholesale prices. Started in 1990, once a nationwide company. Now they do their shows exclusively in Northern Colorado, Southern Wyoming. All their gold is real gold, 10, 14, or 18 karat gold. All their silver is sterling silver. How do you find Morgan Trinkets? On Facebook by searching Morgan Trinkets Co., as well on Etsy today. If you catch Morgan Trinkets at one of their shows, they take all major credit cards on eBay. They also take PayPal, and all orders are shipped free over $50. Want to thank Miss Pearl as well. Big shout out to Miss Pearl for everything you do for us, and we love you. And please go check out Morgan Trinkets today. Kenny, big thanks to you as well for having me on. I know we went way past, but again, we love doing it, and we love being here. And hope everybody out there enjoys our show. We're looking forward to bringing it more. Kenny, if you have nothing else from a final thought standpoint, we'll see everybody next time.
Juice it up, everybody.
Trevor's
got ready to do the salute for Tuesday. Juice it up, everybody.
We could do the salute with all 32 teams.
Juicers, juice it up. Have a good night.